The average new vehicle price here in America is approaching $50,000, and many people are taking out 72-month, 84-month, or 96-month loans in order to buy these. I think it is an incredibly bad idea to do this. Imagine if you had a $1,000 a month vehicle payment, and then the warranty period expires, and you have an expensive mechanical problem that needs to be repaired. It's like a gut punch. You still have this $1,000 a month vehicle payment, and now you have to pay for some expensive repair. I would never want to be in that situation. I prefer to buy good quality used vehicles. Understand I said good quality used vehicles. I don't think you should inherit somebody else's problems. I like to look for vehicles that are a one owner, that have no accident history, that have never been used for commercial use. And I like to look for a vehicle that shows regular service on the Carfax report. But we need to take it a step further. How do you know what's a good Toyota? How do you know what model is going to last 2, 3, or 400,000 miles or more? Well, let's have a little fun. I want to do a bit of a study on cars.com. We're going to look at high mileage Toyotas from the early to mid 2000s. I like that particular era. I think Toyotas from that era were better built than some of the modern versions. Now that's just my opinion, and what do I know? I'm just some guy on YouTube. I'm not in the manufacturing industry, and I'm not an auto mechanic. But we can examine some interesting information together on cars.com. So let's do that. Here we are on cars.com. Let's search used Toyotas, all models, and all miles from the zip code. Then, let's narrow our search a bit. Oldest year until 2006. I really like Toyota and Lexus vehicles manufactured before 2006. Let's go ahead and select no accidents, clean title. We can do personal use only. And then let's organize this by highest mileage first. And we're going to get a lot of trucks and SUVs. Now look at the top high mileage Toyota across the nation that fits this criteria. 2006 Toyota Avalon Limited, 500,000 miles on it. That might be a vehicle that you would want to research further. What can you learn about that V6 engine? What can you learn about the transmission in that particular model? You could even research the Carfax report and find out if that transmission is original or if it's ever been replaced. I suspect it is probably original. Toyota did make some amazing automatic transmissions in the early 2000s and late 1990s. Now they had some that were terrible, but they did make some good ones, such as the A541E, a very basic 4-speed transmission that was mated to some of the V6 engines. However, Toyota also had some very problematic transmissions in the V6 Toyota Camrys from 2002 to 2006. I would never buy a 2002 to 2006 Camry with a V6 because of the transmission. Avalon's a different story. The 2000 to 2004 Toyota Avalons had an A541E transmission that was tough as nails. Now let's look at some of these other vehicles. We have a 2001 Toyota 4Runner, 452,000 miles, a 99 4Runner with 377,000 miles. Here we have a Tundra 373,000 miles. Some of these SUVs and trucks had the same engine and the same transmission. I recently purchased a 2004 Lexus GX 470 SUV for my mother, and it has the 4.7 liter V8 engine, which is one of the best engines ever manufactured by Toyota. Note I said one of the best. I didn't say the best. Now let's look at this van. 2005 Toyota Sienna XLE Limited minivan. 358,000 miles on it. That has a V6. Here's a Tacoma, 345,000 miles. Here's another Sienna, 344,000 miles. We're noticing a theme here. We're seeing a lot of Forerunners, Tundras, Siennas. Not seeing a lot of cars. Let's keep moving on down. Okay, so here's a 2002 Camry XLE V6. 315,000 miles. I have to wonder if that transmission has ever been rebuilt or replaced, because it does not have as reliable of a transmission as the 2002 Toyota Avalon did. I'm really surprised to see that vehicle with 315,000 miles. Now, if it was a 2002 Camry with a 4-cylinder, no problem. The 4-cylinder transmission is the same as what's in my 2004 Toyota Camry with 443,000 miles on the odometer, and it is original, never rebuilt, and it still shifts perfectly. Big difference between the 2002 to 2006 Camrys with the 4-cylinder versus the 2002 to 2006 Camrys with the V6. Totally different transmissions. Here's another 4Runner. Now here's a Land Cruiser. 94 Land Cruiser, 312,000 miles. The Land Cruisers are tough as nails. They're legendary vehicles, but they can be very expensive to maintain as they age. They are very capable off-road vehicles, but the maintenance can get very expensive. Here's another Land Cruiser, also from 94. This one has 303,000 miles. Isn't it amazing that both of these Land Cruisers are priced around $9,000, and they both have over 300,000 miles on them? That just goes to show you that people who understand Toyota reliability are not afraid of the miles, as long as they've been well maintained. Here's a Tundra, 300,000 miles. Here's a Corolla, great 4-cylinder vehicle of that era, 299,000 miles on it. Now, here's a vehicle I really like from the early 2000s. The 2000 to 2004 Toyota Avalon. That vehicle has the 1MZ FE V6 engine, which is a legendary Toyota V6 engine, and it is paired with the A541E 4-speed automatic transmission. A great engine and a great transmission. In my opinion, the 2000 to 2004 Avalon is superior to the 2000 to 2004 V6 Camry. Now, the 4-cylinder Camry of that era is equally as good, but I personally would be going for a 2000 to 2004 Avalon of that era because it had a great engine, a great transmission, and these had a beautiful ride. They were very roomy. They have the large sidewall tires that just float over potholes. These are great, great cars if they've been well maintained. The engine can have a lot of leaks. It is also a timing belt engine. So if the timing belt and water pump have never been replaced, well, that could be expensive to do unless you plan on doing it yourself. So that's something that you would need to investigate. You need to make sure these vehicles are up to date on service. You can't just buy any Toyota and think it's going to run forever. You have to buy one that has been well maintained. And always invest the money for an inspection. It's well worth it. The inspection will likely reveal some problems, and then you could use the inspection report for negotiation to try to get the price down. Here's another Land Cruiser, close to $7,000, and it has nearly 300,000 miles on it. And it's missing a turn signal lamp and the front bumper. But someone still wants close to $7,000 for that. Now here's another Camry V6 of 2004 with almost 300,000 miles on it. Not a vehicle that I'd buy. I don't like the transmission with the V6s of that era. If that was a 4-cylinder, I'd be all about it. My 2004 Camry with a 4-cylinder has a different transmission. It's original, shifts great, and the 4-cylinder transmission was superior in my opinion. However, the 4-cylinder engine is not without problems. The 4-cylinder engine burns oil when it has higher mileage. There have been ring issues with those 4-cylinder engines, and the 2002 and 2003 4-cylinder engines had some head bolt problems. My 2004 has never experienced that. I think that they probably resolved some of those head bolt problems by 2004, but 02 and 03 had those issues. Here's another 2000 Avalon, another great vehicle from that era. 1MZFE V6 engine, A541E transmission. Going down the list, we've got more Sequoias, 4Runners, Land Cruisers, and Tundras. You're seeing a theme here. A lot of those from the early 2000s were built like tanks. Now here's an interesting one, a 2005 Toyota Prius. Not something I would buy with the aging electronics. I don't think that I would want to invest in that particular vehicle. Nothing against the Prius. They have built some great ones. I just wouldn't want one that is 20 years old. Now here's a 2002 Camry LE. This is a 4-cylinder, and it has 276,000 miles on it. So you could have head bolt issues with it, could have some engine oil burning issues as it gets higher mileage, but the transmission on that 4-cylinder is really well designed. Here is a Tundra and a Tacoma, and look at this, a 2004 Camry LE, another 4-cylinder, 275,000 miles. My 2004 Toyota Camry LE, it didn't start burning oil until after 300,000 miles. So you have to wonder if this one here is burning any oil, or if you could buy this thing with 275,000 and potentially drive it until 443,000 miles like I have. If this thing was well maintained, it's up to date on service, doesn't have any leaks, this could be a car that you could get many years out of. But you would want to get it inspected and see what kind of condition it's in. You need to watch out for rust too. That's something I haven't mentioned with a lot of these vehicles. Rust can kill those Sequoias, the Tundras, the Tacomas, the Land Cruisers. A lot of those frames were not coated, and a lot of them rust out. Again, get a vehicle, inspect it, find out if it has rust, and if it has any significant rust, walk away. It's not worth it. That rust could compromise the integrity of the frame. That was a real problem with those trucks and SUVs from that era. But even with cars, get the vehicle, inspect it, have it put on a lift, and find out what the rust situation is underneath it. Here's a Corolla from 05, 273,000. Keep on going down the list. More 4Runners and Land Cruisers. Look at this. A 2001 Avalon, 270,000 miles, $2,000. Great engine, great transmission. Still need to get it inspected though. Make sure it doesn't have leaks. Make sure that there are no engine codes. Make sure that everything is up to date in terms of service. But that vehicle with 270,000 miles, could it go to 370,000 or 470,000 miles? Absolutely. Will it? It's anyone's guess. You're gambling when you buy a high mileage vehicle. Now, there's no exact science to this. Understand, I'm not recommending any of these vehicles. I'm suggesting that you look at this type of research, which is interesting, and then complete more due diligence on different online forums. You can look on Toyota Nation. You can look on Reddit. You can watch YouTube videos about a specific model year and a specific trim level, specific engine and transmission. Do your research and find out if there are any known problems for the year that you are researching. But what I'm sharing with you today is a starting point. You can find out what vehicles have lasted extreme miles, and then you can dig a little deeper to find out if there are known problems, and if there are, maybe avoid a particular year, gravitate toward a year that doesn't seem to have as many problems, and then begin researching and looking online, maybe setting up a custom search to get alerts so that when a vehicle that is a one owner with no accident history, that hasn't been used for commercial use, that has a clean title, pops on the market, you're notified about it, and then you can get it inspected and find out if it's something that you want to purchase. So this is just one potential strategy that you may want to consider. Again, I'm not giving you advice. I'm just telling you what I have done. I have been actively looking for another vehicle, and I think I have found one. I will certainly share details about it if I end up buying it, and I'll make a video showing the car and talking about the process that I went through before I bought it. But what I'm sharing with you today is a systematic approach to potentially finding a good quality used car. I'm curious what you think about all this. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. If you would like to become a channel member, there is a link in the description beneath this video. You can read more about the different membership levels. Please also check out some of the great books I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.